gave away your life's grace. I cannot protect you anymore.
Cannot achieve victory through strength of arms.
Not for ourselves. But we can give Frodo a chance.
In my previous video review of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, I said that I enjoyed The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, but I thought it was a bit long-winded. Well, truth be known, all three of these films are rather long, but especially if you watch the extended versions of any of them. As many may know, the extended version of The Return of the King just exceeds 4 hours in length. With my years of love for the Lord of the Rings films, it surprised me a little that upon recent viewing of this film again, I found the first half of the film to be a bit dragging, with a few exceptions. I was never bored, mind you, but the extended version obviously adds more scenes, and some are arguably necessary and provide interesting points, while others are really just added for the sake of die-hard fans of the books. Despite these feelings, the second half more than makes up for the lagging parts of the first segment. Its steady pace with suspenseful and climactic battle sequences and love and loss of characters make The Return of the King, dare I say, nearly iconic. Howard Shore brings his return brilliance to the musical score, which perfectly aligns with this medieval world and adds so much more to both the film's epic and nuanced moments than we realize. Something that some people find off-putting about these films being translated from the books is something that I praise. While I enjoyed reading the Lord of the Rings books by J.R.R. Tolkien, female characters like Arwen and Éowyn have virtually no dialogue, and quite diminished roles in the grand story. There are not many female characters at all, let alone female characters of great prominence in the books. In all three of these films, however, director Peter Jackson gave these female characters much more of a presence and a reason for being there, especially Miranda Otto as Éowyn here in this film, and Liv Tyler as Arwen, especially in The Fellowship of the Ring. They are naturally strong female characters, not forcibly or stereotypically so. I, for one, appreciated this element throughout the film series. After watching this movie trilogy more recently, ending of course with The Return of the King, it really hit me again how hard it is to choose for me between this film and the first film, The Fellowship of the Ring, as my favorite. But then I realized that, while I do enjoy The Return of the King as a whole, the ending, or the final act of the story, is what really stuck with me compared to the rest of the film, whereas The Fellowship of the Ring stuck with me throughout its entirety. However, The Return of the King wraps the entire trilogy up brilliantly, and I don't think this film could have been done any better. While The Return of the King, the final installment of this incredible motion picture trilogy, may not be my favorite Lord of the Rings film, it is still excellent in its execution, and certainly proved that in its 11 Academy Award nominations and wins, including Best Picture. When we reach the final scene of the film and of the trilogy, we realize just how much this story and these characters mean to us. What a journey it has been, not just for them, but for us as the audience in 3 years. I believe The Return of the King and this entire trilogy will hold up for decades to come, not just in technology and cinematic achievement, but in emotional storytelling of good triumphing over evil. It is a fitting, satisfying, but most importantly, entertaining conclusion to Tolkien's Middle-earth trilogy. One of the reasons this works is because of the relationships between the Fellowship, between all of the hobbits, and specifically between characters like Frodo and Sam. Their friendship, their struggles, trials and tribulations, to finally destroy the One Ring, and onto their eventual parting of ways. Being a Part 3 does not keep The Return of the King from being in the list of my 100 favorite movies.
My friends.
You bow to no one.